Hi, and welcome to Finding Your Flow, the podcast. My name is Jen, and I'm your host. I'm an intuitive business advisor, founder of the School of Intuitive Leadership, and United Nations consultant. I help entrepreneurs find the path of least resistance, make the biggest impact, and experience exponential success. This podcast is about learning to trust your gut and take intuitive leaps forward towards the expansive life that is calling you inside. In these episodes, I will be inviting you to intuitively lead and live your most aligned and expansive life. We will talk about what it looks like and feels like to listen to our intuition, which comes through the channel of our right brain, and how to take action on it, which happens in our left brain. My mission is to help you navigate your business and life with your most important asset, your intuition, get unstuck, and take leaps that will allow you to bring your visions and yearnings to life. I want you to leave with aha moments, deep insights, clarity on your next steps, and more importantly, a reminder that the solutions and clarity you are seeking are right inside of you. Make sure to connect with me over at jenniferjaneyoung.com and join our community at theschoolofintutiveleleadership.com. Hi everyone, it's Jen, and welcome back to this special series called Say Yes to Your Yes, How to Trust Your Gut and Take the Leap in Business and Life. I'm really excited to speak with Rani Shah today, who I met over a year ago through her daughter, Nayra. Nayra was a speaker on a business summit that I attended. She's 10 years old. She is stepping into her leadership by supporting everything that has to do with humanity and teaching kids humanity skills to make this world a better place to live in. They are from India, and Rani was actually inspired by her daughter, who's 10 years old, and followed her intuition and just launched herself into her new purposeful mission and business called Meaningful Lifestyle. Her story is really incredible. The evolution of how this came to be is really inspiring, and it's so interesting to hear about how, essentially her main purpose was supporting her daughter in really stepping into her leadership and living out her dreams. And by doing that, her daughter ended up inspiring her to do the same, and inspired her father to do the same as well. So the whole family have become a family of incredibly impact-driven entrepreneurs. And it was just so nice to sit down with Rani and hear about her journey of listening to her intuition in the last year and following her gut and launching this incredible company called Meaningful Lifestyle, and where that came from and what she experienced in terms of challenges to actually put it out into the world, which was very much around the cultural limitations that she lives in. So this whole story will, just as it's doing to me right now, give you full body chills. I hope you enjoy it. So let's get right into it. You said Meaningful Lifestyle is about helping people live in peace before resting in peace, which I thought was it made me want to cry, so beautiful.
And as you say, there are people around us are they don't even realize what they're missing out on in life, because it's society is also, there's pressure to be in a certain way, to dress in a certain way, to talk in a certain way. They just are missing out on such a beautiful thing, they're missing out on life, living life to the fullest.
And it's something everybody's craving this, really, this deep feeling of contentment and feeling like we're just in the right place, doing the right thing. And we try to find it by doing more and doing more and doing more and doing more and adding more. We just get more disconnected, I think, from ourselves. And just hearing you talk about it, I can almost feel it in my body, just that feeling of deep contentment. And I love how you say that, you can't even put it into words. You have to experience it,
You just have to make an effort to take a first step to come out of your comfort zone. But to take that leap of faith, it's really something that one just has to experience it.
Rani, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. I'm super excited because for those of you who might have not seen this episode, last year I got to interview your daughter, Nayra, who is, how old is she now?
She's 11 now.
Oh my God, she's 11. So she was 10 when I interviewed her. And it's such an honor to interview you today, because when I found Nayra on, I think it was a business summit where she was a speaker. I was blown away by, I think Nayra has such an old soul, and she's so wise. And I couldn't believe like the confidence and permission she was giving herself to just like be an incredible leader of humanity at 10 years old. And, back then when I interviewed her, we got to chat a little bit, but today it's such an honor to talk with you. And we're going to talk about like how intuition has impacted your journey, but you created this beautiful little leader called Nayra. And I would love to start just chatting about like, how did this start? What did you see in her? How did you guys support her along this journey? Because I know also, as we were talking about in the Indian culture, this is not necessarily the most traditional route that people take.
Yeah,
So tell me how that started.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this talk. It has been pleasure to know you since we are in touch since last year, but it is an extremely big pleasure to know you. And I keep following you, and as I have told you in past also, you have been a big inspiration to me as well as to many other who wants to just follow their dreams. And so now coming to your question, Nayra, as you said, she's an old soul, and when she was very young, we could see that hint of compassion, humanity in her, like small things. We just went to Paris, and we were just sitting there, and suddenly she started crying, and I thought she fell or she got hurt, and I'm like, what happened? And she's like, Mom, that like there was the street seller, like the guy who sells on the street the small knickknacks, and the guy was sitting there and selling stuff, but no one was buying it. So she started crying, Mama, that uncle is trying so hard, but no one is buying his stuff. How will he eat his dinner if he doesn't get money? So like it was really a big we as parents also, we felt wow, like yeah, this was something we ourselves were very proud of, that girl, she was maybe 7-8 years old that time. And then she went, gave money to him, and then she was okay. Still she was worried, like what will he eat? And but these are the small things, and we keep seeing that in her quite frequently. And then this journey, just it was like something she wanted to do for. And then she was like, Mama, we kids, we are the future of this world, and I want to. And certain experiences in school, in real life, she went through these kind of experiences where she felt that humanity skills are needed for kids. Compassion is needed in kids. And she was like, I want to do something for kids where I can teach humanity skills, because we kids are the future, and if we learn humanity, the world will be a better place. So that is how her journey towards humanity wonders began, and it was totally her. We just as parents kept guiding her and supporting her in whatever way we can. And now the thing is, she is our inspiration for me and my husband both. She inspires us a lot, the way she works, and the way she does all her activities.
Yeah. And this is what I find like so beautiful in your journey, is that like you guys have been supporting Nayra in the last few years on her journey to like become a leader in humanity, which is not a small task. But when you think about it and you look at what humanity is, it's just like some really simple day-to-day compassionate ways of being in the world. And what I love about what she's doing is that children are actually very innately compassionate. They have that in them, but there's no, in school and in society, like it's not nurtured in them at all, and so I love that Nayra, the work that she's doing is just really about nurturing what is already in them and giving them permission to let that come out more. But what's so interesting is that you and your husband now have both like used Nayra almost as like an inspiration, a trampoline to now take your paths that feel most aligned to you. So let's dig into that a little bit now. And first, tell us a little bit about the work you were doing before you took this recent leap.
So before I started Meaningful Lifestyle, right?
Yes, exactly.
So before that, I was into interiors. I was an interior stylist for almost 10 years, 10, 12 years. Because designing had always been my passion, and I used to love design spaces and create styles the spaces rather. It was like I really enjoyed my work, and uh, no complaints about it because it was totally my passion. But then you know something was lacking in terms of that essence of life, which I might not be able to put in words, because like I usually tell myself when I started designing and interiors and all, I always say that I would define enjoying life when I am excited to get up in the morning, look forward to a new day, something look forward to something exciting in life. And I used to do that, but over the years it became monotonous, and that essence was missing, like something. But then I realized that I was following my passion, but I still needed to work on my purpose. And yeah, so it was a journey, it was a smooth transition. And uh, in this journey only, through different experiments, in my lifestyle, in my life, I discovered this meaning, like I could give my purpose a name, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And, the interesting connection that we made last time when we were talking was essentially this is just the next level of your design career, because you're just bringing your design passion now into helping people design meaningful lifestyles, which is the name of your new company, Meaningful Lifestyle.
yeah.
And I just want to share what you just told me before we started the official podcast. You said meaningful lifestyle is about helping people live in peace before resting in peace, which I thought was like, it made me want to cry, like so beautiful. And you're doing that through the Indian culture and the yoga philosophy, right? So tell us a little bit more about what a meaningful lifestyle means to you, essentially.
Yeah, so meaningful lifestyle, as I said, I started experimenting various lifestyles. Like for example, like in 2018, everything started in 2018 when I took the first step. Like I started my journey towards minimalism. Uh, I just discovered it, and I absolutely enjoyed it. It just became my. I never realized, like when minimalism became part of me. And then I started following, we call it Maun Vrat in India, but it's like observing silence for a day.
Okay.
So yeah, so just remaining silent, and just being there with yourself, and it just made me feel so powerful and so much at peace. And various such experiments, and it led to a feeling, because my goal then slowly realized my goal was to be at peace 100% of time. I might be in pain, I might be sad, I might be happy, but I discovered that I can be at peace irrespective of any emotion, because emotions are temporary, peace is a state of mind. And it is little difficult to understand, but when one experiences it, it's amazing, unbelievable. So now the thing is, I am at 100% at peace of mind, all the time, irrespective of whatever challenges I'm facing, because it's part of life. So it's never going to end. And that is when I realized that, talking to friends, family around me, everyone is somewhere, or indirectly, people are like, I, everything is there, but I don't have peace of mind, you can feel that. And that is when I discovered that I think peace is what is required the most in you.
Yeah.
Be it your inner peace, or be it peace in your surroundings, like your family, friends, your community, or be it the world peace. I think peace is the need of the hour. And
Yeah.
that is how this whole thing got the,
Sorry.
yeah, the meaningful lifestyle came into existence.
I love that because, I talk a lot about how intuition, we access it when we get quiet, we access it when we slow down. And the thing is emotions are part of our everyday. We're going to experience all kinds of ups and downs and bumps in the roads and difficult moments. And then in those moments, we're like working so hard to try to find the answer, the solution, or the next step, by having like reactivity to those emotions. But when we allow the emotions to just be there and get really quiet and slow down, then we can access that inner wisdom that's going to give us the next step, really. So I'm curious, by exploring that, like being in silence and minimalism and everything, do you think that that's what unlocked the idea to meaningful lifestyle for you?
Absolutely, absolutely. As I said,
Yeah.
that was the first step towards this journey.
Yeah.
Consciously, subconsciously, it started. It was just,
Mm.
I started it as an experiment,
Yeah.
and it just became a way of my life. So, and then I started reading Indian scriptures, and because we have a very big,
Yeah.
wide range of scriptures where, as they say, Sanskrit is the first language, and the what they have, what do you call? It's comprised of amazing wisdom. And then I
Mm.
started it, and I realized that this is the way of life.
Yeah.
And it has brought me so much peace, so much inner happiness, satisfaction. I'm contented, like whatever I
Mm.
do is just uh, I'm enjoying it. Maybe I
Yeah.
won't be able to put it in words because the feeling is something one cannot express. It's just one can experience. But
Yeah.
yeah, this definitely minimalism and silence has helped me. Uh,
Yeah. And it's something like everybody's craving this, really, this deep feeling of contentment and feeling like we're just in the right place doing the right thing. And we try to find it by doing more and doing more and doing more and doing more and adding more. And then we just get more disconnected, I think, from ourselves. And just hearing you talk about it, like I can almost feel it in my body, just that feeling of deep contentment. And I love how you say that, like, you can't even put it into words. You have to experience it, you know?
yeah.
Um, so it's so funny because yesterday I was at my mom's because I'm visiting Canada right now. And I was going through there's one box of books that I kept, like the most important ones, and everything else I gave away. And I kept the Bhagavad Gita.
Ah,
When I
okay.
did my yoga teacher training like 10 years ago, it was part of the readings. And for some reason at that time, I was not able to read it. Like there's certain books that when your soul is not ready to receive it, I think you can't read it. It was the same thing with A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I had that book for like 15 years. I tried several times to read it. And just this year or last year, I read it. And I just like sunk in. And I opened my box yesterday and I was like, I think it's almost time to read the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that there's so much wisdom in the Indian culture and the yoga philosophy. Um, and I want to get back to this in a second because I know you're going to do something tomorrow, but I'm curious, like how long did you feel that nudge inside? Because I love really digging into the journey of those first intuitive nudges and then what you did first to like kind of explore that curiosity. So how long were you feeling those nudges before you actually started to explore it?
Uh, so 2018 when I started, it was just because I was into as a profession, if you call, I was into interiors, and it was going well. uh, I didn't realize it till COVID came and
Yeah.
everything was shut down. And that time I was coincidentally exploring some online options and all, but I did not enjoy it. And this thing, as I said, it was becoming monotonous. So it was almost 1.5 years of struggle, inner struggle,
Right.
where I had something in mind, but I was not able to put it clearly. Uh,
Mm.
what I want to do, how I want to do it, because I was not having answers, clear answers to
Right.
it. Everything was, and yeah, it took almost 1.5 years to get to where
Yeah.
I I am today. It's just the beginning of this journey, but
Yeah.
that struggle, that the confusion, and too many things, too many thoughts, and what will people like? That also comes in your mind somewhere when you're
Yeah.
changing to a totally different, going to a different what do you call? area of life.
Yeah.
And there were many things that had to be taken into consideration. And it was, I would say, uh, a struggle, but it was fun because it made me learn so many things.
Right.
I had to come out of my comfort zone, and you know, those I had to face those fears, and it was a fun journey, I would say. That time it was
Yeah.
a little scary, but it ultimately made me learn certain things, which is very important in life. So
Yeah.
it,
And
yeah,
I think when we're following our path and
yeah,
really following our intuition, it is always a little bit scary. If it's not scary, I think we're functioning more from what I call the left brain, which is
right.
like what we already know, what we've already mastered. And when we're following our intuition and playing more in the right brain area where, like, for me, infinite potential lives, it is a little bit scary because we don't know where we're going. But, and
Yeah.
it, like you said, it starts with a feeling. It
Hmm.
starts with this feeling, this nudge, and then you're not quite sure what to do about it at the beginning. And I think the most important is just like to take one step forward and see, okay, what happens?
Yeah.
What happens when I step forward towards this feeling that I can't quite put words onto yet? So yeah.
Because it's always the fear of the unknown, right? Where something very new, like you don't rather have it. There's no one who's like, because there are certain things, certain dreams, which is like going on in the society. So it's easier for people to accept also.
Right.
Whether certain concepts and all, certain ideas, it's difficult for people to even talk about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but challenges are fun when they
Yeah.
teach you something.
Yeah. Challenges are fun when you're more focused on the process, on the journey than on the final destination. I feel like whenever we're focused on the final place that we want to land or the thing we want to create or the success we want to create, we don't enjoy the journey, like the good and the challenging times. But when we're really honoring the journey and the process, then yes, I mean, these challenges are an opportunity to learn something new and stretch ourselves. My friend Rashina, who I need to connect you with, by the way,
Yeah.
she's one of my really dear friends, and she's Indian. She's lived all around the world, and she always tells me when I'm having a moment where I'm challenged or something is difficult. She always says, Jen, don't waste a trigger. Don't waste this challenging moment because there's something in there for you, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, so I love just seeing, like, I could see you're talking about challenges and you have like such a big smile. It's like you enjoy the
Yeah. So
the
because
process.
it's like, challenge during those times, it's difficult. But when you now
Yeah.
look back, like, wow, you overcame this challenge, and then you feel that,
Yeah.
you feel proud about yourself that, okay, you overcame this. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Um, and so, you've launched Meaningful Lifestyle. You're just enjoying the process of building it and growing it and showing up to it. And then recently, tell us about this nudge that you got to go away for a month, which is happening tomorrow.
Yeah, so it is also part of this meaningful lifestyle. As I said, it's
Yeah.
connected to the Indian way.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'm going to a place nearby Mumbai uh, for a month to learn yoga and Bhagavad Gita, and the whole concept of they call it yogic life kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a step towards learning more about what I want to do.
Yeah.
It will help me in my purpose, because yoga is quite famous worldwide. But
Hmm.
yeah, doing it in a certain way, certain there's a scientific way, structured way,
Yeah.
it helps you a lot, because being in India, we have of course done, but it never learned it in a structured way. So one thing is, I want to learn it in a way where later on I can imbibe it in my lifestyles,
Yeah.
designing various lifestyles, and how it can benefit others
Right.
in terms of the physical health, mental health, as well as the spiritual, emotional health. So
Yeah.
it's yeah. So
Yeah, you're going into an incubator, and you decided to bring Nayra with you, right?
yeah.
Is she
Naira is
excited?
also coming, and she's also excited
Yeah.
because they have a beautiful. They it's a small village kind of a place where they have many activities related to
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, so, it's she's also excited to come
Yeah.
and explore new activities and new world, I would say,
Yeah.
for us also, because she has never seen that part of India. So I would
Yeah.
love her to explore that.
Yeah. And so let's talk a little bit about like the ripple effect that Naira has had on you all, because I really feel that she came into this world to be your teacher, like to your teacher and your husband's teacher, right? It's like usually it's the other way around. And I think it goes both ways actually, because you guys really nurtured her and gave her like full permission to be who she is and to do the work that she feels she's meant to do at 10 years old. Like it's for me, it's still mind blowing that at 10 years old, she knows about the work that she wants to do. And your husband recently just followed his intuition and took a
Exactly. Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what he just launched, because I feel like there's a theme in the family.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we keep laughing now. All of us are in the same field. Of course, he
Yeah.
has his business to manage, but he was
Yeah.
also working on it since long, and yeah, same as exploring what to like. He had certain things in mind, and then
Yeah.
we have this habit of every day, 7 days a week, we sit from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30, three of us with our tea, coffee, and we discuss, we talk about our dreams, we share our dreams, our experiences, what we want to do, and we keep talking and sharing ideas and everything. So he was also talking about this since long,
Okay.
and but yeah, he had his business to manage, and like this was not a priority at that moment, but it was nice that he's like, now I'll also get into it, and yeah, he started feeling 10 on 10, where he wants to help young individuals,
Yeah.
especially age bracket 18 to 40 years old individuals who are going through this life cycle
Yeah.
of selecting a career, to getting buying a house, having a family, and all these kind of, all the life choices, life
Yeah.
areas where you want to help them feel 10 on 10 in whatever they do. So again, yeah, same. He's also living his purpose now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right, because all of you, like the main goal behind or main purpose behind your work is like for people to feel good in their life, right? To feel while we're here on earth, to
Yeah.
feel good and do good, I feel is the theme of your family.
Yeah.
And I love that little routine you have in the morning. It's so interesting because, entrepreneurs pay like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to be in masterminds. And
Exactly.
you guys have created your like little morning mastermind together where you're just
Yeah.
brainstorming ideas and supporting each other.
We absolutely love that small routine of ours, because it like when we think about it, this
Yeah.
started in COVID, so 3 years now, and
Yeah.
it has helped us so much, all three of us, because you always grow by sharing, and what better way than to share with your own family, and
Yeah.
seeing each other, learning from each other, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's making a big difference in our lives, and we are trying our best to live our purpose and make a difference in every other people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice thing.
And what like throughout this journey between transitioning from your career, which was like interior design, to now helping people design their meaningful lifestyles, what do you feel was the biggest challenge in like listening to that inner wisdom and following that path?
Mm, Biggest challenge, there were quite a few, I would say, because
Yeah.
you know Indian society as such, like compared when we compare it to the Western society,
Yeah.
it's a little difficult to penetrate because the mindsets and I won't say it's anything wrong, but we have been brought up in a way, in a traditional way, in a, it's a very different society.
Right.
So I think the challenge was to, uh, one thing I had that is something very unlike me, because I never think about it, but this is where I was a lot into pressure when transitioned from my passion to my purpose, like interiors to meaningful lifestyle, was what will people think? Like,
Mm,
sudden change of career, sudden change of path. And it's like
right.
something very different, not like it's not in line with interiors. Like for people, it's very different. It's
Yeah.
interiors and then like, something related to uh, a meaningful life or whatever. So
Mm,
I think that was the biggest challenge. I had to first get out of that fear that, okay, what will people think? Then, and I would say that like we were in US for 3 months, as you know, and that time
mm-hmm.
I just wanted little clarity, what to do, how to do. And
Yeah.
I think I had messaged you also. You are one of the inspirations, the way you just went and, started living a life of your dreams, followed your intuition. And because
Yeah.
you and like people like you who have been, small way, you don't realize it, but
Mm-hmm.
never know how you are inspiring others. So
Mm,
you have been one of the reasons, like, wow, like she is living her dream. And okay, I'm sure she must have faced many challenges, but you have to. And yeah, so I think that was the biggest challenge being in an Indian society. What would people think? I usually never do it, but this
yeah.
was a time because it was a big, I had a very nice established career. And
Yeah.
then I was moving to something totally new, and
Yeah.
it was, yeah, because I also knew that I'm just jumping into something very new. Though I
Yeah.
had an experience, like I was living that life, I knew
Mm,
what to do, but the industry or whatever they call it, it was very different. So
yeah.
it took time for me to get clear and, confident about it.
It's interesting because you're so right about what you say. We have no idea who is watching and who we are inspiring along our journey. And I remember even when you messaged me to tell me that like I was inspiring you on your path, and I was like, really? I was really surprised because I didn't know really what you were working on. Like I had more contact with Nayra with her podcast interview. And I remember the feeling of being like, oh my God, if my actions and decisions, like just following my intuition to live my life in a way that feels good to me is going to inspire and impact somebody else, that in and of itself, like I feel like I've accomplished my purpose, you know? Throughout the years, like I often get these random messages from people who tell me they've been following me for like 5 years
Wow.
and just following me, like not even working together, just following me on social media. And they've done XYZ, they've started a business, they've like done all these things. And it's really it's like an honor to know that. And what I love is that like I can imagine how scary it must have been for you to do that, because I know that it like you said, it's hard to open that door in the Indian culture. But when you did, you started to get a lot of really positive feedback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So as you said, like, you never know who is watching and how are you inspiring. And so I also like in my journey, I used to do small posts, and
Yeah.
sometimes I used to write a blog and all, and random call from people I haven't heard in years, or I am not even knowing them like well. They'll call and say that, you really inspired me. And I'm like, really? What did I write? Okay, that post of yours, it was really inspiring. And you should write more, or you should do something on this line,
Yeah.
please help us, be
Super.
live the life you are living, kind of a thing. And you walk into a social gathering, people, I read your posts, some random people, I read your posts and they are so inspiring, and write
Yeah.
more. So that was, yeah, that was something like it really feels nice, right?
Yeah.
When you feel that you're making a difference in someone's life. I think that
Yeah.
was the essence. And uh, Yeah, so uh, that is what made a big difference.
Mm.
And then I think it was quite easy, because then I could see that, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I can make
Yeah.
a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to see, it's interesting because when we start to see how many people relate to what we're talking about, we start to see how many people are living with unfulfilled potential and unfulfilled joy. It's incredible. And just if you can just be part of helping them access that or live in that more full experience a little bit more. I mean, how could you not be excited to wake up to do that every day, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you must also be having the same feeling, like, excited to get up in the morning. And
Yeah.
just as I said, it's then everything becomes secondary. It's like you're making because now I get random messages, like, and though it's still a beginning, people, thank you for putting
Yeah.
this post. It really helped me after
Mm.
getting back from the office. I just read this and I went through your post, and it was really helpful. So you feel good,
Yeah.
that, okay, you did something nice today. You lived your
Yeah.
life the way it is meant to be. And as you say, there are
Yeah.
people around us are like, they don't even realize what they are missing out on in life,
Mm.
because they are so much surrounded with uh, the material, like materialistic things, I would say. Because it's society is also, there is pressure, like to be in a certain way, to dress in a certain way, to talk in a
Yeah.
certain way.
Yeah.
And they just are missing out on such a beautiful thing, like, they're missing out on life, living life to the fullest. It's
Yeah.
just, they're just as going as per society norms.
Yeah.
So in whatever small way, it really, you love it, like we
Yeah.
enjoy doing it.
I love that you said that because I talk about this a lot for myself and when I'm like teaching in the school or with my clients, sometimes I think about what would my life be like if I would not have taken those intuitive leaps? And it is terrifying to think about because I'm like, oh my God, the people that would not be in my life, the experiences I would have not had, the person who I would not be today. Because when we stay in our comfort zone and what we know and what feels safe, we don't grow into the person we came here to be. And so I love that you said that because it's true. There's so many people missing out on experiences that they came here to experience, and our intuition is the compass towards those things,
True.
and everybody is 100% intuitive. We all have those inner nudges, those inner yearnings. It's really just a question of like, are you going to be brave enough to listen to them?
Exactly.
And I've never met anybody ever who has had a bad experience after listening to their intuition. It's
True.
always more expansive living.
True. It's just
Yeah.
that, you just have to make an effort to take a first step to come out of your comfort zone. Once
Yeah.
you take that leap, I think you really experience and then the path is like, then you keep on going. But to
Yeah.
take that leap of faith, it's really something that one just has to experience it. Like, if
Yeah.
yeah, and this word
I,
intuition is such a powerful word. Like, if
yeah.
people understand it, that
Yeah.
just follow your intuition, and you
Yeah.
can you can be like, whatever you want to be.
Yeah. Really. I'm getting like a vision of you guys, like as a family, like teaching other families to do this, this creative brainstorming in the morning. And I would even, I would love to be a fly on the wall on the morning and just like hearing you guys and watching you guys. It could be so interesting to film one morning to show us like this magic that happens in your house.
Yeah, I think uh, magic is the word. Because
Magic.
till now I didn't, like, it's a routine. So when someone from outside this circle tells that, then you realize it,
Yeah.
okay, it's so powerful. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is really, these small things in life are so powerful.
Yeah.
So your small habits or small actions, and
Yeah.
that one has to realize, I feel that,
Yeah.
whatever works for you, but just go for it.
Hmm. And I mean, there's so much happening right now and so much ahead of you guys. And you guys helped Naira experience like a dream this summer because she got to go visit the United Nations. Actually, that's kind of how we ended up connecting, right? Because
Exactly.
I, well, I'm a United Nations consultant and I saw Naira speak. Um, and I think I had read or heard her say that her dream was to become which role does she want to hold in the United
She
Nations?
wanted, yeah, the general secretary, secretary
General
general.
Secretary General of the United Nations. I was like,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
she got to go
Yeah.
visit the UN offices in New
Yeah.
York this summer, right?
So now she's full-fledged involved in MUN, because
Okay.
she did a course in US as well. Now in India also she's taking participating in various MUN conferences, and
Oh my God, I love
she's
it.
she's absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's living her lucky. She's lucky to have to be living her purpose at this age. When
My goodness. I was thinking about her this morning before we were doing our podcast, and I was like, I can't even begin to imagine Naira in 20 years, where she's going to be and what she will have done. It's like she's already published a book or more
yeah,
than one book. How many books have she
two
published?
books, two
She's,
books.
I mean, I'm 39 and I'm still like, I'm trying to get my book out into the world, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just incredible. Um, so I'm curious, as we kind of tie off this conversation to hear what is that? It's like there's something new nudging you right now. Is there something, what is the next intuitive thing that you're being pulled towards? Because I always see intuition almost like a magnet, where there's like this magnetic pull towards something. Um, is there anything bubbling up for you recently?
Yeah, so I think I'm looking forward to now the company's there, but getting my work out, like my whatever I'm doing. So currently getting inspired by Naira again, and I won't
Mm,
say it's a book, but it's kind of a guide I'm working on to
okay.
publish, where kind of simplify the name. I'm like, it's kind of simplify your life to have a fulfilled one, kind of a thing. Still
I love
working
it.
on the whole but yeah, that is on my mind constantly.
Yeah.
How to again make a difference, and looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And so this 1 month going into uh, this a different
Incubator.
place, yeah, incubator. It would be nice to explore this opportunity, which has been on my mind since
Yeah.
quite some time now, and
Mm,
it's going to be a first structured step towards this journey, I would say.
yeah.
How
My
to,
sense is that throughout that month, a lot is going to come out. And I don't know if you have a journal. I'm just getting a vision of you with like a pen and a journal. Yeah.
right.
My sense is that you're going to get a
Uh,
lot of inspiration.
I'm also looking forward to, like, because it's a month, and
Yeah.
for me also, it's a very new experience, a
Yeah.
first time experience, and it's a new world. So
Yeah.
just uh, looking forward to some amazing learning, and
Mm.
uh, coming out with lots of experiences, which
Yeah.
in the use in meaningful lifestyle to help others
Yeah.
live a better life. So yeah,
I love that. And what
yeah.
about Naira? Has she been talking to you about the next thing she's craving?
um for her, yeah, because kids have like so many ideas and so many amazing ideas. So
Yeah.
right now she's working on, like, humanity skills is what she wants to do
Right.
longer, over a period of time. So now she is focused on creating another book or journal, or something
Right.
like that, where she can more fun based, activity based, for kids, where she can maybe something related to compassion.
Yeah.
That's a new thing. So small things she tries to figure out, and
Yeah.
yeah, so she's enjoying. She keeps doing her videos, and if
Yeah.
she sees something, she's a lot into reading.
Yeah.
So she keeps sharing her, and she's a lot into interviewing everyone.
Yeah.
So she's enjoying that, talking to people, and learning from them, interviewing them.
Yeah.
Uh, was,
That's
yeah, for us, like she's into homeschooling now, which in India
right.
again is it's not very common. In US, it's like there it's very common, but here it's not at all common, I would say. And again, it was a
Yeah.
big step for us as parents,
Mm.
because we hardly, like, there is no kid around us, I would say, who is doing
Hmm.
it. So it is again a challenge, but she's again enjoying that, and she's able
Yeah.
to do what she loves doing rather than just getting into that schooling mode and all. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's exploring new avenues. She's also looking forward to this 1 month where she doesn't know what it is like, right? So she
Yeah.
keeps asking questions, exploring the website and all. But
Yeah.
yeah, she's
I love that you gave yourselves permission to break that rule and let her do homeschooling, because essentially what you're doing is you're creating even more space for her and more flexibility for her to step into her role as like a leader and do the work that she's meant to do. Because by homeschooling, like we were talking about last time, she gets to leave with you for a month, and go into like this ashram and go study yoga with you for a month and do her schooling. And I think it's really important to remember that, you know, leaders break rules. Leaders do things differently. Leaders make people uncomfortable temporarily as they pave a new path. And I think that you guys are just,
yeah.
I have chills thinking about it, what you're opening up in terms of potential for everyone around the world, and particularly for people even in India to see that there are other ways of doing things where you can still be successful and not lose the ties to your culture and your values. So I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. We are also hoping that we could help
Yeah.
people or inspire them in some way. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very very different path, and it's
Hmm.
it's challenging, because breaking anywhere in the world, breaking that society norms, uh, it's always a challenge, right? Facing, like, following the path of your dreams, you have
Yeah.
to break certain rules. You
Yeah.
can't do it by the rules, and yeah, it's always challenging, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I love it.
life goes on. That's life.
Yeah, I'm so excited to like just see where everyone is going to be in a year. And I feel like we need to I feel like we need to have your husband on the podcast, because we need the whole team here to talk about their journey. So I think I have to reach out to him to get him on the
Yeah,
podcast
sure, we would
also.
love to.
Yeah, it
We
would be
would
so
love
good.
to.
Yeah.
He's also
Well, thank
excited about his
uh
new venture, and yeah, feeling 10 on 10. So
Yeah, I love it. I've been following him and joined his group on Facebook. So actually what I'm going to do in the podcast notes, I'm going to put the links to all of your projects that you're working on. So yours, your husband's, Nayra's, so people can go see like the ecosystem of what you are all creating together.
great.
And I definitely encourage people to go see the Meaningful Lifestyle website. And I just want to, scooch this in again at the end, like this idea of living in peace before we rest in peace. It's so inspiring and so powerful. So thank you for sharing that message with everyone. And thank you for coming on the podcast today.
And thank you for inviting me. And it was absolutely pleasure to talk to you. It's always been a pleasure talking to you,
Thank you.
learning things from you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, enjoy this next month. It's going to be so expansive for you. I can't wait to hear about it when you get back.
definitely. I'll keep sharing my experiences with you over phone. Definitely do that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Rani. It was really nice
Thank
having
you
you.
so much. Yeah. Same here. Okay. Bye.
Thank you so much for spending time with me on the podcast today. If you want to join us in leading your business and life intuitively to experience more ease, flow, and growth, check out the schoolofintuitiveleadership.com. I want to leave you with this little bit of wisdom. The actions you're not willing to take, or the decisions you're not willing to make, are the ones that will change your life. Trust your intuition, take the leaps, follow what you know to be true, even if it's not always easy or convenient. Because doing this will always bring you where you're meant to go next and allow you to step into the highest expression of who you came here to be. Your feedback and support means so much to me, so if you have a moment, please share your thoughts about the podcast by leaving a review or a testimonial. And if you're inspired, please share this episode with your friends and your community. I'll see you on the next episode.